Okay, so welcome back. This is Greg Fisher. We've been talking about the days leading up to the day of Pentecost. Pentecost Sunday is coming very rapidly, so we're preparing for that great celebration. So today we're diving deep into the incredible events of the day of Pentecost that was recorded in Acts chapter 2. Now, this moment wasn't just a random happening. It was the fulfillment of an ancient promise made by God centuries before. He said he would pour out of his Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters would prophesy, and your old men would dream dreams. So you see, way back, Joel and the prophet Ezekiel spoke of a time when God would give his people a new heart and a new spirit, removing their stony hearts and replacing them with hearts of flesh. And that's not all. God promised to pour out his Spirit on all flesh, regardless of age or status. It was a radical shift marking the beginning of a new era, and that would be the age of the Spirit. For centuries leading up to the birth of Christ, there'd been a silence, a lack of prophetic voice among God's people. But with the arrival of Jesus, things began to change. His very conception through the work of the Holy Spirit signaled the dawn of a new covenant. Even before Jesus was born, the Holy Spirit was at work. John the Baptist, filled with the Spirit from birth, and others like Zacharias, Simeon, and Anna, were all touched by the Spirit's presence. It was a sign that something significant was underway. But it wasn't until the day of Pentecost that everything came together. The outpouring of the Spirit on that day marked the completion of this inauguration. And between Jesus' birth and the descent of the Spirit on the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit was actively at work, notably during the ministry of Jesus, at his baptism and beyond. Now let's talk about two key aspects of the Spirit's work: indwelling and empowering. In the Old Testament, we see glimpses of the Spirit's activity, but it wasn't until the New Testament that all believers received the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. And not only that, they were also empowered by the Holy Spirit for service. We receive that indwelling of the Holy Spirit at salvation, and we receive the baptism in the Holy Spirit after salvation to equip us for service. This empowerment, the baptism of the Holy Spirit, isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing experience. And we can look at the accounts of believers like Cornelius and his household, and while we use different terms like baptism in the Holy Spirit to describe this, what matters most is the transformative power of the Holy Spirit in our lives. Speaking of transformation, let's talk about tongues. On the day of Pentecost, the disciples spoke in tongues, an outward sign of the Spirit's presence. It's the sign of a new age, a reminder of our mission, and a means of spiritual edification. So why tongues? Well, it's a powerful reminder of the new era that we're in, a call to global mission, and a way for believers to connect with God on a deeper level. The day of Pentecost wasn't just a historical event, it was a game changer. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in God's story, one where the Holy Spirit dwells with us, empowering us for his service. So let's embrace this incredible gift and step into the fullness of what God has for us. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.